Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now we are seeing a brand new Ethereum signal flash green. And on top of that, something very interesting is happening right now in these on-chain metrics for Ethereum. I'll be covering all of that and more later in the video, but first let's take a quick look at the 12-hour Ethereum chart. And first of all, the 12-hour parabolic stop and reverse indicator is still sitting in the green, which is technically a bullish signal, but looking in the MACD, more specifically looking in the histogram, it is actually sitting in the red, so technically that is a bearish signal, but it is extremely flat, which means we have almost no momentum to either direction. And looking in the Ethereum 12-hour RSI, right now it is pretty much just trending sideways. So we have a slightly bullish signal, a slightly bearish signal, and a neutral signal, which is obviously the same as what I've been letting you know about over the past 2 to 3 days. And I've been saying over those past 2 to 3 days that we're most likely to see some short-term sideways price action, because right now in the day-to-day Ethereum price action, we're not really looking bullish or bearish, we're simply just neutral. But like I mentioned in my most recent Bitcoin update that I posted just a couple hours ago, the next Federal Reserve meeting is on Wednesday, and normally around those days we see a bit more volatility, and especially with the meeting on Wednesday in particular, because on that meeting, according to the Federal Reserve's plan since December, it is almost certain that we're going to see a rate hike, starting with the next Federal Reserve meeting just on Wednesday. So out of all of the possible days where the volatility could start picking up again, it's probably going to be around that Federal Reserve meeting in just a few days. And while we're on the 12-hour time frame for Ethereum, of course, we still have this symmetrical triangle pattern that Ethereum is still forming in both the price and the RSI. And this level of support is coming in at around 2.4k to 2.5k, and this level of resistance is coming in at around 2.8k to 2.9k. And so basically, those two levels that I just mentioned are the point of control for Ethereum, meaning that if we break resistance, for example, then the bulls will be in control. But if we break that point of support, then the bears are potentially back in control. But no matter what direction the price takes, whether we break support or resistance, we need to see the price oscillators, for example, the RSI, follow in the same direction. Because if the price of Ethereum breaks to one side and the RSI breaks to another side, then that would basically show a sign of weakness in that move. Because, for example, if the price breaks to the downside while the RSI breaks to the upside, that could possibly result in some sort of bullish divergence forming. And if the opposite happens, so if the price breaks to the upside and the RSI breaks to the downside, that shows weakness in that move to the upside, which is why I'll be keeping a close eye on both the price action and the RSI in terms of these symmetrical triangle patterns on the 12-hour chart. And of course, Ethereum is still forming that falling wedge pattern on the daily time frame as well, which is technically a bullish pattern. But in order to confirm the technical price target for this pattern, which is towards the top of the wedge at around 3.3k, we first need to see a confirmed break above this point of resistance, which is sitting at around 2.8 to 2.9 thousand. Now zooming out to the 3-day Ethereum chart and bringing out this indicator, which is called the market hedge ratio. And I covered this indicator in more detail in my recent Bitcoin update video. So if you missed that video, definitely check it out after you finish watching this video. But basically all we need to know is anytime we see green in this indicator, that is technically a bullish signal for the larger timeframes. And then of course, anytime we see red in this indicator, that is technically a bearish signal for Ethereum on the larger timeframes. And obviously you can see for yourself how accurate this indicator has been over the past couple years. Pretty much every bullish signal turned out to be a great buying opportunity over the past couple years. And the same can be said about the accuracy of the bearish signals as well. After pretty much every single bearish signal that we have seen in this indicator, we saw some sort of bearish price action that followed, whether that lasted for only a week, a month, or multiple months in length. And I want to make it clear that this is not financial advice, but according to Ethereum's history with this indicator, it would have been very profitable to accumulate more Ethereum when we're seeing these bullish signals and to take some profits off the table anytime we start seeing some of these bearish signals show up. And you can clearly see that right now we're seeing another bullish signal. In fact, we've basically been seeing that ever since the second half of January when the price bottomed out during January. So this is simply a bullish signal for Ethereum on the larger timeframes like this 3-day chart, and also on the 3-day timeframe. We're currently seeing the 3-day RSI trend to the upside because we're technically forming higher highs and higher lows. And looking in the 3-day Ethereum MACD, right now it is technically sitting in the green if you're looking in the histogram in particular, but obviously the momentum in the 3-day MACD is extremely flat, which is one of the reasons why we have been experiencing a lot of sideways price action over the past 1 to 2 months. And so I'll be keeping a close eye on what these indicators are doing on the larger timeframes to potentially help predict some larger trend reversal or a possible continuation of that previous downtrend that we were in a few months ago. If we start seeing some of these indicators flip more bearish again again. But right now, that is not the case. And I also want to make it clear that we still need to actually wait for a break of either support or resistance in order to confirm the next possible trend in the price of Ethereum. And now taking a quick look at the Ethereum reserves on exchanges. And only just a couple weeks ago, I mentioned how there was an amount of Ethereum that moved back onto exchanges. But since then, over the past 2 to 3 weeks, we have seen more Ethereum leave exchanges again. And obviously, if you're looking at what has happened over the past 2 years approximately, we have seen a lot of Ethereum leave exchanges, which is technically more of a bullish thing for Ethereum, but for the longer term. And where's all of that Ethereum gone to? And well, there's a good chance that a lot of that Ethereum has been moving into cold storage. But if you take a look at this on-chain Ethereum chart, ever since the end of 2020, there has been a massive amount of Ethereum getting staked into the Ethereum 2.0 deposit contract. And this chart right here shows the total Ethereum balance of that deposit contract. And if you're wondering how much Ethereum this actually is that has been staked in the Ethereum 2.0 deposit contract, currently the total value staked is approaching almost 10 million Ethereum. In fact, right now it is sitting at around 9,954,000. But at the current rate this is increasing at, almost certainly within the next 1 week, this should be over 10 million Ethereum that has been locked up in this contract, which is currently worth over 25 billion US dollars worth of Ethereum. And keep in mind, all of this Ethereum cannot be touched. It is completely locked up, at least until Ethereum 2.0 officially gets released. But we don't actually know the exact date that that will be happening. So it is entirely possible that it could still be another 6 months, 12 months, a couple years before any of this Ethereum can be touched. So this right here is massively restricting the supply of Ethereum, not to mention EIP 1559, which essentially burns Ethereum transaction fees in just about every single Ethereum block. So all of this is another massive bullish signal for Ethereum in the longer term. But anyway, if you found this video useful or simply enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. And before you click off, if you want to make more money in crypto, whether or not prices are going up or down, or even if we're trending sideways, then these two videos popping up right here are definitely for you. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.